What's up, party people? It is Friday, Free Leads Friday, if you will. And I think we're live. I think we're in good shape here. But if you can hear me and see me, let me know. Give me a little thumbs up or a heart. Um, and My hair is getting longer every day. And who knows what it'll look like in a couple of weeks here if nothing happens. I may have a whole new look about me. Anyway, so it's Free Leads Friday, and what I want to dig into today is Craigslist. And we talked a little bit about it a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point. But I just want to walk you through some examples and some fundamentals with Craigslist, because it still can be, in certain areas and certain markets, a great opportunity for you to pick up interested clients, buyers and sellers even. Um, does look like we're live, so that's good. That's good. I'm going to pull this up here so I can monitor things, and we got a good crowd already. Good stuff. Joe and Hillary and a couple others are watching with me. Right on. So again, let me know if you can hear me and see me. If you're excited about Free Leads Friday, let me know. Hit the give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, do something like that. Bill, welcome. So we're going to dig into Craigslist in Free Leads Friday, but before we do, I kind of want to give an update, a state of the market. As a means of encouragement and maybe motivation and a little bit of give you a little bit of a push. I did post something yesterday that had thank you, Joe, for confirming that we're good on the sound. That had a just kind of outlined what has been happening in my business over the last 7 days, and I want to kind of add to that. And again, I'm not saying any of this to brag. The reason why I'm sharing this information is to encourage you and illustrate that business is still happening, that people are still buying and selling, and that other agents are active and being aggressive as well. So I'll give you some examples. So, one of the listings that we listed on Friday, is now under contract. The listing that I listed on Wednesday, I have an offer likely coming on that today. I had a remote closing on Monday, had one yesterday, was supposed to have one today. It's been delayed until either next Friday or the Monday after that. I have two other closings next week happening remotely, safely, and securely. Had another pre-approved buyer come in last night through the selective sequencing system, and have had, I don't know, at this point, just this week alone, something 40 some new prospects, of which I've had conversations with many of them. Harvey says no. Okay, got the sound now. Okay, good. Bob Murray, welcome. Hello. We've had 1 to 2 new people, new agents and lenders get started with our trial of the selective sequencing system this week. And I share that just to illustrate that things are still happening. If you're curious about that, I did a walkthrough of it last Wednesday. We also had a case study on Tuesday, and the business just keeps rolling through that. In fact, Ryan, who we had on live on Tuesday, he let me know that late Wednesday night, he had someone come through the selective sequencing system that scheduled a call for first thing Thursday morning, yesterday morning. And so he called them, chatted with them, got them over to the lender. She is pre-approved, and they are looking at homes this weekend. That lead came in Wednesday night. They're looking at homes this weekend. Okay. Pretty killer stuff. Yesterday, so I shared this earlier in the group, earlier today in the group, that you might want to check out. Yesterday, I wasn't live here for Texting Thursday. And honestly, full disclosure, I didn't even send out a mass text yesterday, a broadcast text yesterday. I've been so busy, I didn't even have time to do that. I didn't even mention I have another contract with a buyer that we should get back any minute now. It may even come back while we're live here. One that we had been working on for a while, but finally coming to fruition. Anyway, so yesterday I was live in the Inside Real Estate Facebook group. Inside Real Estate is the company that owns Conversion and KV Core, and they invited me on to talk about virtual property tour and showing best practices and some video ideas. And so I shared that in the group earlier. And if you can't find it, just shoot me a message or comment. But I thought that was a great session and would be helpful for some of you as well as to what and how to conduct business right now, because I'm in one of the 3 states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Rhode Island, where real estate is still deemed non-essential, and we're still making stuff happen. Still making stuff happen. I have to be creative. And do I wish that I didn't have to do the business 100% virtually? No, but I'm making lemonade out of lemons, and you all can do that too. So anyway, oh, good crowd. So let's go to share my screen. All right, let's get rid of this. So I'm going to walk you through the auto posting functionality in KV Core, the auto posting to Craigslist. But understand that you can do exactly what this is doing. You can do manually without any problem whatsoever. I'm just showing it for those of you that have KV Core, or maybe you're thinking about getting KV Core, or just to illustrate one of the cool things about it. And I know I say this a lot, but it's one of many amazing benefits with eXp Realty, which, by the way, had a couple of people join my team this week with eXp, which is fun and exciting, and have had numerous conversations with 6 or 8 others who may be joining as well. So that's growing, and that's pretty cool as well. But anyway, KV Core is one of the many benefits of that, and it's included in just a small tech fee among many other things. So I'm going to do the auto post here, but then we'll talk about the principles or best practices with Craigslist. Okay. And what I want you to keep in mind here is, this Free Leads Friday is about giving you free ways to generate business, right? But as a reminder, you're either, to get new business, you're either going to pay with your time or your money, right? Or a combination of both, right? So, Free Leads Friday is about showing you free ways, but we're also bringing you other options as well. So, like, for example, the selective sequencing system, that is a way that you can exchange your money to save yourself some time. And everybody's at a different point in their business. Maybe you're doing some combination. This is also something that if you have an assistant or you have somebody that needs something to do, that they could be doing as well. So I'm in. This is a new listing of mine. It's an investor special, and I'm in the listing here in KV Core. I'm going to click the dot right here, and we're going to post it to Craigslist. Now, when you're posting to Craigslist, I would recommend that you at least include a text call to action. So this created the post. I'm going to click on edit post because I want to edit a couple of things. But at a minimum, you want to include a text call to action. Make it as easy as possible for people to reach out. So more info and pics, please text. And I set up a smart, what do you call it? A smart code? No. I set up a text code in KV Core, another awesome functionality that's baked into the system. I have to put my office number. That's a PA requirement. I'll put that I'm licensed. I'm going to show my number because I want to make it easy for people to reach out to me. So this is just very minimal information with a text call to action, but I'm going to show you a framework that's a little bit more detailed and one that I would highly recommend that you model if you're going to use this free leads strategy, this free leads Friday strategy. The nice thing about Craigslist is you can renew your ads, you can renew your listings every 48 hours. So you can build a library of them, and then you can go in and just renew them, repost them, and I'll show you that functionality for those not familiar with it in just a minute. I'll show you that here once we go ahead and continue and publish this one. Oh, further action is required. That just means I have to click something from my email. I'm going to bring that up. Oh, why did it do that? There we go. And I just have to click that. Accept the terms of use. All right, now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to log into my account. Why is it being weird? Oh. And I'm going to click on my here. Oh, that's weird. Expired. Oh, where are all my listings? Oh, okay. So a lot of them are expired, as you can see here, but it's not showing my new ones. I don't know why. Well, regardless, so these are expired because I haven't been using this strategy for quite some time because I've been so busy, right? So we need to invest time and or money to get busy, and then ideally over time, invest and build systems that can help keep you busy doing the more productive things. Okay. So I want to show you some different examples. For those of you, I'm going to have to repost some of these to show you some of the structure of this. So I'll just repost this. So here's an example of posting what would kind of traditionally look like one of our marketplace ads. Are you paying X amount or more in per month in rent? Now, don't expect nearly, even remotely, as much response and interaction on Craigslist as you do with your marketplace ads along these lines. However, people who are responding to these are texting. They're directly texting, and so that's a pretty motivated person. So that's pretty cool. Let me look at this one. Okay, so this is a great example of the structure that I would recommend that you include. You include multiple calls to action in multiple ways for people to come into your pipeline. Okay, so you can see here we've got at the very top of this a call to action for more information, including current pricing and photos, and to search all properties in the area for free. Go to, and we've got a link here. Now it's not a hyperlink, but people can copy and paste it. And I probably should have put in parentheses after this, copy and paste or something like that. And then I've set up a custom text code where people can where they can text that to get more information. Then we've got a description of the actual property here, which is a new construction townhome in this case. And we've got my required information, and then we have a PS. Don't forget to ask about the special financing programs. And I will tell you that I have, when I was consistently posting these messages, I would get people that would text and ask about the special financing programs. Okay. So that's an example of one. Let me see. Why does it keep doing that to me? That's a pain. Let me see. Let's try and pull up another example of one. I don't know if this one is one or not. Nope. So that's more like the one we just posted. And in this case, I didn't even set up a text code. I just said, call or text me at this, and this is my smart number. And my smart number, what that means is it's a custom number for KV Core that anyone that calls or texts that number, it automatically goes into my my CRM, which is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and repost this. Just click on repost. Okay, some other best practices when it comes to Craigslist. I would recommend, if you're going to do this, that you post twice a day. You post around lunchtime and you post in the evening. And then once you've built up a library, again, you can come and just repost every couple of days and just keep, that refreshes your ads, puts them back top of mind. Let me see again here. Another thing that you can test and play with is having your images themselves have a call to action layered on top of that. So let me see if I can find an example of one of those. I think this one has it. Why isn't it showing the images? I'll go ahead and delete this once I make it live because that property is sold. It doesn't have the images. Well, let me show you an example of what I'm talking about here. You know what? No, I'm going to show you in Canva. Canva is a great free video. Lisa, as usual, I'm late to the party. Hey. So just to tease, next week or sometime soon, hopefully with Lisa, Lisa has created a whole marketing plan around leveraging the Homekeeper app and other small businesses in her market to provide value to the consumers and to those small businesses. And so I'm excited. I saw she emailed me right before we got on here. I'm excited to check it out, and we'll bring you that information again with her consent. So here's an example of what I'm talking about: an image with an overlay on it. Okay, so and Canva makes this super easy to do. You just have to play around with it. But those images are potentially a great additional way for you to generate more leads. I'm going to have to delete this one because that one sold. To generate more leads from Craigslist, from the digital real estate that they offer you, right? So, so for example, you know what? I don't know where my listings are. Well, that doesn't matter. I can show you that. So instead of having this image here, we could upload this image to include this call to action. And so it's just one more thing that they see. The other thing is they wouldn't actually, the way Craigslist's homepage works, that's why. It's because these are posting under my Josh Shanley at EXP. So the reason why the image trick is a good one is if you go searching on Craigslist, that call to action could show up here without them having to click on the actual ad. So that's a cool little trick. And in fact, let's do this. I'll show you. We'll show you what that looks like. And by the way, if anybody has any questions, thoughts, or ideas as it relates to this here, what we're talking about, or anything in general, please go ahead and post in the comments. I'm happy to answer any of your questions and thoughts and ideas. So that's doing the post. And then, so what I can do is I can go edit images and I can add the image that has, to find it now, the image that has that text overlay. Oh, there it is. So I can upload that. It's taking a minute, and then I can delete that one. Done with images. Go ahead and publish. And then what I can do is, now this may not, I don't know that it publishes instantaneously. But once it does publish here, you'll see that it stands out, right? Because it's the only one that's going to have that call to action there, which is pretty cool. By the way, that's also another great hack on Zillow. So if you don't know, on Zillow, now I'm sharing this. I didn't, this wasn't my idea. And some great questions here. I'm going to address them. Keep them coming. I forget who I heard this from, but in Zillow, you can edit your listings. Now, it's got to be your listing, but you can edit your listing, and instead of having the MLS photos, you can upload your own photos right here, my photos, and you can put one that has that overlay, this here, and generate free leads from Zillow. And I've actually, so I've done that on a couple of different properties that we used our auction platform. For those of you interested, zerocommissionclass.com, zerocommissionclass.com. And that has generated on one of them a handful of leads. On another one of them, it was like 15 or 20 leads just by putting that photo as the main photo. And so when people are searching on Zillow, you know, they have this right here, text for a virtual tour, which, by the way, might as well do that now. Now, again, full disclosure, that it's most likely against Zillow's terms of use, but screw them anyway. Let's see here. Main photo. You got to click this to make it active. Then you got to update for sale by agent. And how do we see it on? I want to edit the listing. Oh, public view. Now, one thing I need to figure out is the right dimensions for the photo so that it shows up in the preview mode a little bit clearer. But anyway, so Craigslist, to wrap up, if you're going to adopt this as one of your free leads strategies, and wow, what a great group we have on now. And Barb and Dave, I'm assuming laughing at the nuts to Zillow thing. Anyway, so the best practices, you need to do things to stand out in Craigslist, right? And one thing I didn't even mention is your title, right? Your description here has got to stand out. Don't be afraid to use emojis or special characters like asterisks or funky, pound signs or the squiggly lines. Do things that grab the user's attention. Use images where you overlay calls to action, or one other fun thing you can do is just overlay like things that would be a pattern interrupt, like I don't know, like this is one of my buddy Ryan Hartman's favorite things. You know, he'll put like a little Spider-Man guy up in the corner here or something like that to do things to just break the person's pattern, break their state. Okay, in the actual body of the post, include ways for people to connect with you. I don't know why this one mine isn't showing up yet. Still, there must be a delay. Regardless. So do things in the body. And I would recommend that you kind of bookend. So let's actually. So you bookend the top and bottom of the copy of the text. Where was the one example again? No, it won't. No, it's not coming up. But bookending the top and the bottom of the text with a call to action at the top and the PS having a call to action at the bottom to get the most from that, and consistency, right? Consistency. That's going to be if you're going to use this. Stuart says on CL, I've used the emoji icon numbers to keep a phone or text number from being hidden. Oh, that's a cool little hack. So you've done that. Yeah. Stuart, in your comment, reply to your comment with an example of how that structured. That would be cool. Sounds like a perfect place to put the text to join. Then they can go directly into a drip. Absolutely. Let's see here. Can a hyperlinked image, which made in Canva, work in Craigslist? No, that used to be so years and years ago. And some of you on here know me from these days. The first training program I ever created was around Craigslist. I had built a database into the thousands, like 4,000 or 5,000 locally in my market using only Craigslist. And I taught other realtors how to do that. And that was one of the strategies that we used to use was you could put an image in your actual body copy and you could hyperlink and the links would actually be hyperlinked. Craigslist took that away many, many years ago. Craig's not a fan of my methodologies. So nuts to you, Craig. But it's a good idea. You can't do it anymore. But so these Free Leads Fridays are about showing you free ways to generate business opportunities for you. Okay. So we do our best to leverage the platforms that we have. And by the way, if anybody has any ideas or things that would be useful on these or any of the sessions, topics that you'd like us to cover, like Diane, I know that you had messaged me this morning on Facebook, which, by the way, Diane, check out the live call that I was on yesterday. I posted it in the group. The live call that I was on yesterday on virtual property tour tips and tricks. I think you'll find that great. So Tanya says, this is great. Love the Zillow hack. I just got a call from someone who saw my CL rent for same payment as buying ad a few months ago. She's ready to buy. Thanks. That's awesome. That's great stuff. Good stuff. Any other questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas before we go ahead and wrap up? We're heading in here on a half an hour on a Friday, and it's been a long week for me, and I still have a lot more I'd love to get done today, but we'll see. I don't know how much of that is going to Friday, and I've had a very productive week, so I might check out. Let's see here. That's great. Glenn, welcome. Glenn, I hope you were able to figure out your Facebook conundrum. I know you were having a problem with oh, okay. Stuart, thanks for posting that. So Stuart gave you an example of how to kind of hack so the problem that he's illustrating or hacking around is Facebook. When you put a number in, they'll make the user click the thing. And at some point when I was showing one of the examples, it showed that that issue. I don't think it's a huge issue because somebody that is motivated, they're going to tap on that and do it anyway. But it's cool and it's worth worth trying or testing. So, all right. So here's the deal. There's lots of things. If you're bored, you're looking for something to do later today or tomorrow or this weekend, check out the other content that has been posted this week. There's tons of things in there for you to dig on and to dig into. I'm going to implore you to continue to stay focused on building and growing your mind, your body, your business, and your relationships. Every day, do something to grow and to build something in those 4 areas, and to continue to take action. The habits you create and the assets that you build and grow right now during these difficult times, they are going to serve you. They are going to create your future for the next 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 10 years, maybe even more. So take advantage of this time, this opportunity, and build and grow yourself and your business. I promise you, you're not going to regret it. I promise you what there's you get to choose, right? Between the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. And the pain of regret is a lot more painful than the pain of discipline. It may not feel that way in the moment, but that pain of regret is that is a heavy weight. It's a heavy pain, right? So continue to take action to implement. If you'd like help, either through joining and locking arms with me on my team and getting my personal help, or you want help with the selective sequencing system or anything at all, do not hesitate to ask and reach out. I've been messaging with dozens of people daily in Facebook, sending video chats and video replies through email and Facebook, just over and over and over, and I'm loving every minute of it. So definitely don't hesitate to reach out and ask for help, and ask for ideas and thoughts and feedback, whatever the case may be. I appreciate you all for being here. I appreciate it should be in the group. Yes. Appreciate you all for being here. I need to learn how to use KV Core more. Barb, check out the KV Core group, which is what I posted the link from earlier today. It's Inside Real Estate. Inside Real Estate. There's great extensive training in there. And we actually have on our YouTube, on my Josh Shanley Coaching YouTube page, there's a bunch of KV Core training videos there as well that obviously are totally free. So, all right. Thanks so much for the encouraging words and for the comments and so forth. And hope you all have a great weekend. Hope you all take care and be well. And we'll talk next week.